Sweetie and the other people, the guys, I'm just like, dude, get up here.
Okay.
Put that in my student language.
Pull up the piece on your stand that says Calypso. You might already have it. I just gave the section your part so you can separate them into section as you choose to do so. So I'm just going to go over a PowerPoint just to give you some historical background about geographical locations, culture, and all sorts of things about Trinidad and Calypso. Trinidad is where Calypso originated. So this is a map of where Trinidad and Tobago is. The bigger one is Trinidad, the small one is Tobago. It's the same country, but they're just two different islands. So political history. Trinidad was originally, I don't know why my bullet point's gone, but it was colonized by several different countries. First the Spanish, then the French, and then ultimately the British. And the people of Trinidad used music as a medium for political commentary. Really the slaves that the British brought to Trinidad with them, they're the ones that used music as a medium for political commentary. And finally, they gained independence in 1962. So it's really recently been emancipated and gained independence. So a little background on Calypso. It's known as the national folk song of Trinidad and Tobago. It has roots in West Africa through slaves. That's where all the rhythmic roots come from West Africa. There are percussive rhythmic beats, call and response patterns, extemporaneous or improvisatory singing, and again satire, which we kind of already talked about earlier in the Grand Old Duke of York. So music always, or not always, but there are lots of instances where music is used for political uses. So, and another thing I wanted to do,
Yeah,
okay.
let's go for it.
Oh, wait, no, I have a whiteboard for you.
Yeah, please don't use a Sharpie.
Okay, so I'm writing just the common rhythmic pattern that's typically found in Calypso music. Okay, so let's just pat this rhythm on your legs. 1 and 2 and ready and pat and ready. Cool. So that's just something to keep in mind as we look through the piece. That rhythmic pattern is kind of passed around and it's really like the underlying rhythmic pulse throughout the piece. So we're going to listen to a recording of Marianne, and I want you, if you have a writing utensil, please take that out and follow along in your piece. And I want you to be listening for form. So for our purposes for right now, you can just use A, B, C, and listen for parts that come back, use the same letter, and if it changes, use a different letter, and we'll review what our answers are after.
All day, all night, Miss Mary Ann, down by the seaside, you sing and dance. Strings from her banjo get tired boat, for the floppy ocean get sail a boat. DJ Day was bacchanal, the whole island is carnival. People were jumping to and fro, to the rhythm of a red hot calypso. Yeah, they're singing all day, all night, Miss Mary Ann. Down by the seaside, she sings sand. Strings on a banjo can tie a boat. Water from the ocean can sail a boat. Come up, Mr. Coleman. thing was really a thing.
Okay, we'll stop right there for now. So, looking at your part, what letter or what kind of music is at the first four measures? What would you call that? John?
An intro? Introduction?
Intro, yes. Okay. So what's after the intro? What letter did y'all put?
Hey.
What measure is that start at? Five. Five is A. Okay, what's the next letter? In what measure? Any guesses? Okay, B would be a good guess. What measure would be for?
B would be.
20 is what I would say. Yeah, 20. So please write this in your parts because we'll refer to it later. Okay, so then do we have a part come back? Yes or no? Yeah, A. And what measure does that happen, Gabby?
1, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes. Okay, then what's after that? Yeah, for now let's call it a C. And what measure does that happen?
44.
Okay. And that's where we're just going to stop for today. So in Calypso, they usually have like this call and response or chorus and verse. So for our purposes, we're going to call this A the chorus. So write this in your part. And then B, what would we call B?
Verse.
Verse 1. And C, verse, we'll call it verse 2. Okay. Okay, so I want you to keep looking at your part. I'm going to write 3 different patterns on the board. And I want you to look in your part and see where these rhythms or variations on these rhythms occur in your individual part. So, okay, can everyone see that? Find any kind of variations on those rhythms in your part. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. But first, I'd like everyone to play concert F. The list you can sing on a neutral syllable or on do. Concert F, everyone play. Let's read rhythm number 1 on concert F. Okay, rhythm number 1. 1 and 2 and ready and play. Sorry, we'll repeat it. Just keep repeating it until I catch you up. Ready and. Good. Ready and play and. Good. Rhythm 3. Ready and. Good. This time I'll hold up a number and you'll play that number. So be looking looking up here to see which one I'll call next. Starting with number 1. Ready, and... Those rhythms will occur several times throughout the piece. So I just wanted to get that in your ear and in your fingers a little bit. So now let's do concert F major scale. This is just to establish tone center for the rest of the piece. Concert F. You can use solfege. Just in quarter notes. The first verse. So, beginning of but plus you can just sing on solfege for now. And I want you to be listening to see if you have the melody or if you're in a accompaniment part. From the beginning. It starts just with clarinets and string bass and percussion. Count your rhythm, just measure 12. 1 and 2, clarinets, count.
1, 2, 2.
One more time, ready, and count, and
1, 2, 2.
Good. Okay, everyone from the beginning again, just so we get another shot at rhythms and pitches, and then I'll again listen if you have the melody or not. From the beginning, any questions? Okay. From the beginning.
For Miss Avery.
I liked all the information you gave us, and I really liked this exercise. I thought it was a lot of fun. I feel as if I was a student, I would be kind of frustrated because only the bass line, and like some of us just had quarter notes the whole time. And I would really want something like that, and because it wasn't very stimulating besides that. So I'd be very careful of how you arrange things to make sure that everyone has something. Because when you're asking, like, look for this part, you're going to have parts that change. I'm like, but no.
Okay.
I have to.
So, a couple things. First off, I think you could probably have done a diction of the first rhythm you wrote to like get us more involved in listening. And then the next thing is that try. I know you were using the projector, but try having your stuff written before time just to save a little bit of time for you, and then like have point at it so we don't have to like look over here and then look back. Other than that, I like your lesson.
You had a lot of exercises, like I counted 4 or 5, and like they were all like really good exercises that I know directly apply to the piece. I think it would have been more beneficial, at least for me, if you had like done 1 or 2 and then showed how that applied, and then like going back and forth.
I really liked your lesson, and I think you have actually really good teaching methods. I think kind of disagree with the writing. Like, I think maybe a little bit of it could have been before, but otherwise, like, having us, like, say it and sing it kind of go together as far as form did, I think that was helpful. And I think it's good that you, like, had us engaged in it and had us looking for it, and you just kind of get a really good response. It was really good follow.
I really like your rhythm exercise, the one before and then the 3 options after that exercise. Kind of like how you had to just keep going to repeat it, because I know me personally, I'm not very good at rhythm. So having the opportunity to do it again and again and again to finally get it right made me feel good, because I can do rhythm.
John? Last comment.
The sequencing was very logical. Every single thing led to the next thing in a great way, so great job on that. I would be careful of some of the filler words. I have the exact same problem, a lot of in-between words, but great job.